So that's where machine learning compiler comes into play, right? So when you write a piece of code in a language like C, for example, you run through a compiler and you run it on your hard target. You don't even think about, you run through a compiler and you run it. But for machine learning, we don't do that, right? So you just interpret the model. What a machine learning compiler does is essentially treats this process of going from your model to what runs on your hardware as a compiler problem. What do you mean by that? I mean by translating your model into a representation, as we call the intermediate representation, that enables optimizations of your model. For example, you could fuse a layer with the next one, say a fully connected layer, which would be matrix multiplication followed by a convolution that you chose in your model. Potentially, you can fuse them, treat them as a unit, and generate nice new fresh code that's specialized to your model to run on your hardware target. So, and then as a machine learning compiler, what you get as an end user, the benefit that you get is your model becomes a highly optimized executable for your target hardware. And the difference of performance can be huge, like 2, 3, sometimes 30, 50x better performance than your stock high-level framework execution time and speed, right? So does that make sense? So essentially, you treat that, basically what you take for granted in writing regular software, it does that for you in machine learning, right? So it produces a fresh, highly optimized binary for your model.